Yo, what's good? Today I'm gonna be talking about empires and fake countries and that we made up. You'll see I'm in Beyond Sandbox, like, the eventually. Um, that's just for my commentary background. I won't try to be paying attention to Beyond Sandbox. Like, if you see me stop, I'm definitely reading, like, some lore because for the main country we'll be talking about, I was not there. The all lore given to me by some of my close friends, which will not be named for their privacy. You'll hear me like every once in a while, like talking about it. I'm not gonna. I would show in a community post so I can blur it out and stuff. Should probably be good. Anyways, okay. You'll see me doing this because I am grabbing up my lore sheet. Okay. So in beginning, the SRO, the I don't know, the Republic of Wednesdays, basically. I'm pretty sure. That was really the beginning of them. So in the beginning, the table was undivided. No lead. And then many of the members had an idea for the countries. Like, as you'll see, they had many ideas. To, start these countries. The socialists. The SRO is known as the Republic of Wednesdays, and those. I think it's the S stands for. I don't know. It doesn't say it here. But basically, it had 6 members. One of them played a key role in deciding and creating amendments. We'll call them Tub Tub. So Tub Tub had roles in creating amendments, like introducing a thing called Janies. Basically, since this would mostly take place at lunch, they were having some of them dump their trays for no pay, which is very bad. And then creating Tub Tub created 7 of the 9 amendments. Greatly helped by, I'll call him Eggman, lead and prosperity in the territory of another member that was not there, and giving citizens most of their. We'll call this man Biggie. Okay, Biggie was an advisor, mostly talked with Tub Tub behind Eggman's back about forming a different country and revolting, but never had a revolt. Biggie had some things to do. He helped the country, helped complete the annexation of the other members' territory, and helped Eggman lead. Eggman did some stuff here and there, but his most notable from Eggman was he created the country, he dealt with foreign affairs, he tried being. Yeah, dealt with an annoying person trying to be weird. And he completed another annexation of another territory. There was a lot of amendment. I'm not going to go through them here. You'll be able to see stuff. Anyways, the territories that they annexed very well in the long run. And there was territories like there's the Bond territory, and it was annexed by Tub Tub. to grow the land and population of the SRW. In the cause of this, 2 amendments were added, and they weren't that good. I'm not going to talk about it. They didn't really affect. And then they proposed the idea of annexing some more territory. And there was 8 residents. And we had more Jainism, which eventually get its end soon. Then we had the fall. The amendments were taken away by a teacher. Jainism was disbanded by another teacher. And the SRO wasn't doing well. It was basically lawless and had very little control on their citizens. A couple of days after both of these events happened, the Great Split took place. The Great Split is a major historical event. It happened causing the formation of the Confederate States of Lunch and now the Iron Confederacy and the Eggman Empire. It started after the end of Jainism took place. Tub Tub proposed a vote for a new leader of the country. They took a vote, and then Tub Tub said that he would be the leader. Immediately after it took control, he announced the name of change. And it was now, like, overpowered, I guess. It would take, immediately after he took control, the name change, and then later in the same day, Eggman and a new member, we'll just call him Man. Eggman and Man told Tub Tub they were secreting into a democratic country. Later, everyone except one person would join the new country, the Eggman Empire. The Eggman Empire, in the perspective of the Iron Confederacy, the Eggman Empire took a break and mistake, and while we're still called the Confederate States of Lunch, they broke away since democracy was great and almost did everything else. Then the Iron Confederacy in the Confederate States of Lunch view. The Iron Confederacy started out a plot made by Biggie and Tub Tub to turn everyone against. Anyways, there was many new. The Iron Confederacy was quickly made, because they were the Confederate States of Lunch. Now leaving, they had a new nation with 2 rules: no leaving, and everyone was equal. This enraged Tub Tub since he didn't like the idea of, and he described it as an anarchist oligarch. Tub Tub got enraged at this within the first day, and he found the Iron Division, which claimed by the Royal Confederacy and Tub Tub himself as a terrorist group. The Iron Division, not to be confused like communist military formation, was an ultra-terrorist terror group located within the Royal Confederacy. It lasted around 5 days, 3 days planning and 2 days active, and carried out 5 terror attacks before disbanding. The first terror attack was when Tub Tub spit water on Twig. That's what we're going to call him. Next, Tub Tub threw some pepperoni at Biggie. He also stole some items, threw items, and made various insults. At its peak, the Iron Division had 3 members: Tub Tub and 2 others. Tub Tub started the Iron Division at 3 ranks: Iron Brigade, and then they had 2 others, not really known, and then some armed soldiers in the division would carry out attacks. The Iron Leader was the commander division. After the disband, there's also the Republic of Freedom, which is where I come in. That was mine. I backed some of the Iron Division, not really doing much. It's just there. This is more talking, like ghost commentary, but I guess because I have one hand and I'm just running around. But anyways, basically, at the time, I was not known for being that powerful. Later on, I do talk about being more powerful, because later on, I was calling myself Steve because you'll hear about it when I talk about it. There's a war that happened, and then in that war, I called them Xbox and Epic Games for launchers, and it was just Steam because they would always add stuff, make it bad, and then I would sit there do my own thing, and they were good. I don't know. That was my perspective of it. Later on, when I talk about current stuff, you'll see what theirs was, kind of. And I'm not them, I can't give them their perspective. I'm reading off one of the members' things. Anyways, let's go back to it. After punishment in Iron Division, Tub Tub got jail time. And then he was going to sign a contract to say he was free, but then he said he would continue making more Iron Divisions. So they jailed him for longer. Tub Tub's trial was on March 25th. He was an appeal to lessen his sentence. Tub Tub made points that Eggman said many times everyone deserved. There was a lot of courts. There was next the succession of these, supported and carried out by Tub Tub. He gathered everyone the east of the table, told them they were all wrongfully jailed and should leave. Then they made the Eastern World Confederacy, common name of Eastern Confederacy, and then they had the Western Confederacy, common name Western Confederacy. Problem of freedom and speech that Twig and Tub Tub made some not good jokes to Biggie. Biggie did not like that. And then this got to a point where they got so bad, the teachers gonna be told. With these two nations formed, the Viltrum Empire and the NFN, because the Viltrum Empire was basically just the Western, or not the Western. It was just, they just formed it out of there. And we had the Eggman Empire, which was run by Eggman, and the Royal Empire, which was run by Biggie. Formation of the Viltrum Empire. The Viltrum Empire, 30 Grey Villas, to Biggie, was an empire founded to liberate the entire table and have freedom of speech. It was a monarchy with Twig being the emperor. And we had the NFN, which later becomes Eggman Empire and the Royal Confederacy, split into the Eggman Empire and Royal Confederacy. And we had the Eggman Empire War. Now, we had the first Battle of Metal Sonic. Because if you know, in the Sonic franchise, Eggman has a metal version of Sonic. Which, first battle of Eggman ended with the Viltrum Empire winning. The second battle of Metal Sonic was a dispute where me, a representative from the currently called Country of Freedom, after we have a couple of name changes, especially once we get into the more modern, I was the jury and judge because I did not know much, so I accepted their arguments and declared one was better. And immediately after, since the Eggman Empire and Royal Confederacy lost, the battle was declared at the end of the sentence. They got pretty angry because in the battle they got hand from Guy, I said earlier. And they lost it through losing the battle. And there was also one more battle, if I'm correct. Because now I'm going up here. I'll see if it says that on the sheet they made. Yeah. There was also some battles for Biggie's territory. And then we had some more stuff. Now we get into newer stuff. So, mostly, the two countries didn't really have any battles after third battle. They didn't really do much in that battle anyways. And that was when I was calling myself Steam and saying I was winning. As, like, you know, because Steam wins its best game launcher. So, but now I can. So, basically, I was calling them. I called the Viltrum Empire Xbox because they're low-key better, and then I called Eggman Empire Epic Games, and then I called the Royal State or whatever, Biggie's territory. The I forget, not real. The Ubisoft, how nobody uses their launcher, or like EA, or like whenever Blizzard had a launcher. That's what I was saying. And so, you know, they saw I was talking until later, which only took place on yesterday of recording this, the Friday. They all decided to band together and create the Viltrum and Eggman Union, which their flag is the Viltrum flag, followed by a red Eggman flag in the background, combining with the Viltrum, and then 3 yellow stripes. I do not know what the yellow stripes mean. Can't say what that, because they never tell me. Because like they literally teamed up to go to war against me. Because now we're going to talk about that, the war. So yesterday, which was Friday, May 1st, they went to war. They decided that I was still all-powerful, which now changed from the country of freedom to the empire of freedom. You know, listen to it. I then said I would get a bigger kid to join our side and fight them. Which, to be fair, wasn't a good tactic. It's mostly just for intimidation. But didn't end up working. And so, never ended up doing that. Said I was. I dropped the idea. Then, so far all they have done is talked. No actual doing anything. They just keep telling me I'm going to lose much. Personally, doesn't matter, because all they were talking about is liberating my citizens, giving them rules, basically. My citizens don't like that. They said they were freeing them, which doesn't make sense. But also, other argument was, basically it was like, your citizens don't want to be in your country, we want freedom, but it's the opposite. Because the day of, at my lunch, because we have different lunch periods, so I don't know how this is going to work, I told my citizens about what they're doing, and my citizens immediately wanted to go attack, saying that they declared war, not me. I don't really care, I personally peace. And now this is where I'm going to throw some shade, like, on both sides, because like I was throwing shade at them by calling them Ubisoft. Because then we get into the group chat stuff, where we were sending a group chat. Basically, so Twig, as I call him, calls himself Bragg, so I'll just call him Bragg for now, saying that he became Emperor. And through the Eggman Viltrum War, earlier I talked about, their subjects really wanted to keep the peace, but then as soon as they aligned, they wanted to attack. That would make sense. If we had, here's some reasons why it's, you know, obviously fake. No economy. There was no economy whatsoever. because we are all middle schoolers. I don't know what we're supposed to do, but like, so, because if we had like some sort of thing, they probably couldn't even got the war, because we're saying all weapons have to be bought, then they would be broke from the current war. So, but then another reason is the timing. Countries don't rise and fall in a day. That's not how it works. Especially when they're rising and falling without major wars. And you can even see when I was talking about it, not many wars. There was like, the first thing of war we had was the Iron, which was backed by the Republic of Freedom at the time. It's not really though, like I was just saying, I was back. Because I thought, because take this in the mind of a country. Two powerful countries-ish. Or one powerful country. And then they could keep getting stronger and rivaling you. Which at the time I'm not that strong. I kept boasting about how strong I was. Saying that my military presence was insane. But my country is very secretive. Mostly because I don't want my members getting harassed just because they exist. And they just want to join. Because that's what they would kind of do over some patiences, and I don't want going that far. Same with like physical violence. The worst thing they've done, I think, was throw carrots at each other. But like say this stuff, like throwing stuff at each other, to this, beating each other up over some fake stuff. Like, that's not cool, obviously. Anyways, let's go back to the present. After they declared war, you know, I kind of knew it. Like, we were all sitting at a table during the morning, ready to go to school. And they were all whispering around, not telling me. It's too obvious. Something was up. So, I just had to see what's going on. And they immediately go, Sam, because, you know, you guys know me, we have to tell you something. I immediately said, you're declaring war. And I was right. Because it was kind of obvious. The signs were so obvious. They were whispering around with your new country. It's kind of leaving the idea out of my mind. Because, like, I don't want to be in a war. It's not fun. I mean, it is kind of fun. And so, you know, nothing really happens. I see them around the day. Mostly, I have 2 classes with the members of there. So, they're just telling me, you're going down, so. Like, you know, common war stuff. They're like, then, later that night, we have group chats. I don't know, we were just saying stuff. Basically, they were telling me I had no military presence. And they kept sending their flag and stuff. So what I did was, remember I talked about earlier, 2 yellow lines into their flag? I cut it off and started sending it. And they were like, hey, that's good. And then one of them realized that the 2 little flags were cut off. And they must have some important meaning, because then they... Oh, stop it. Practically. They just kept sending stuff. They kept telling me I was coping. Not really am. I know what I have. I had no flag, right? That's what they kept saying. But like, I didn't really need a flag. These are fake. You don't need a flag if they're fake. They kept saying that, so I made a flag in 2 seconds, and then they got mad. They're like, the worst flag ever. But I'm gonna put you in perspective a second. The French flag is 3 lines. I think his stock is better than 3 lines. Not to mention, their flag is just stock images. It's literally online Eggman Empire stock image. The Eggman Empire thing. And then it was just the Viltrum logo blended and turning the black lines at the end yellow. Like, here's a much better gang. And then, so, in the group chat, I kept sending. Because since my mascot is like an eagle, and they did like a picture of like a really buff Thrag and Eggman. Very tough picture, I'd have to admit. They were showing that, and I don't know, I don't really care, so I found, if you don't know, in Sonic Prime, there is a baby Eggman. So I kept saying, and I searched up baby Thrag to see what would happen. They pulled up the Thrag crying picture or whatever. They like removed all his facial hair so he looks literally like a child, so I kept sending that. And one of them, Tub, was trying to say he wasn't part of the Viltrum Empire, even though he clearly was. But I don't really care. Just, you know. He's like saying how they're a unified country now. Which, I mean, kind of doesn't make sense because earlier that day, we were both trying to recruit a member of Sword, and that member was like, he was joining Viltrum because he likes him. And I told him, because Twig, the guy that was supposed to be Thrag, had never seen Invincible. So if you don't know, in the world of the internet, that is called LARPing. You don't want to be a LARPer. That means you have no prior knowledge, but you're still saying that you like your glitch. To be fair, we've all LARPed as kids. Well, I still am a kid, so I LARP a lot. I mean, not really that much, but like, because I actually watch stuff now. Or play things. But basically, and they're trying to call me a LARPer. I don't know how that works. But then they had their one main argument. Their one main argument was that my citizens aren't free language. It's just obviously wrong. I'm named the country of freedom for a reason. I let them do whatever they want, and so then they do that whatever they want. Nothing bad. Why would it be? So my citizens are out here just doing their own thing, and then the war happens, and they're like, we gotta go to war. So the main thing is that they have carrot missiles, which don't really do much. Like, they're baby carrots. So we just get a ton of those because one member at our table always gets a garden of the vegetables because they're free. So anyway, so we've already outmatched them carrots. But they kept saying I had no military. Because we're currently on the group chat. And I just kept spamming. To a point where they, since I'm not the owner of this group chat, they deleted me off it. If you know anything, that's just a sign they're losing. I mean, they're not losing, really, but that's like a sign of weakness. Like in anything. It's like it's like making them forcefully, like, not pushing them back, you're not gaining anything. That's like getting them out of half your territory, but they have the other half. Still alright, but like, I just kept saying it, and they just kept trying. They just kept putting a picture of Copium. I don't know. They kind of thought they were doing something. They probably thought I was getting mad, which I was low-key laughing to their stuff because they actually thought it was funny. Because they kept sending different images. of like, what were they sending? They were just mostly talking. I don't know. Like I was just sending stock images. I got into a point where I low-key put down my phone because I was watching a show, like an 80s show. It's like Beyond. It's like it was like talking about Weird Al. It's like from like 1998. Let me put this in. Dude, now I'm just playing around a Beyonce box. Yeah. Nothing really much happened. It was just them chatting for like the rest. Then we all got on the call. Where am I taking damage? And we were all talking. I was telling them I was fun. I think they thought I was lying, but like I genuinely thought it was kind of funny. Especially because there were some points where I was just sending Monkey Lion image, you know, the iconic You've been rage baited image. Because I kind of was rage baiting them, like. Because immediately as we got on the call, because I thought we were just fucking asleep on the call or whatever. And they immediately started talking about what was happening. I was like, bro, I thought we were supposed to stop. Not talking about this stupid war. Don't worry, I'm just doing that for a reset in house. But basically, that's like a rundown, a quick rundown. So yeah, mostly, I feel like most of them, like there's the three main people that go up against me are Tub. Yo! There we go. Three main people are Tub, Biggie, and or no, four. I guess Wig also does. And then Eggman. Yeah, I mean the Eggman Empire. But like, I don't know. It's all pretty interesting. It's like, you know, like, why isn't it? It's fun. It's just having fun. The only two critiques are, you know, if we ever start doing this, I would have to stop. But if we can keep doing this, then it's fine. It was just soccer ball. But thank you for coming to my talk. My name's Big Country. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, my upload schedule is gonna be buns though. So like and subscribe for better upload schedule.